Good evening, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. আশা কৰিছো তোমালোক সকলোৱে সুৰক্ষিত আছা নিজৰ ঘৰত. Okay? So, পঢ়া শুনা কৰি আছা চাগে? আটাই পঢ়া শুনা কৰি আছা? Good. Okay, so boys and girls, can you remember what we discussed in our last session? আমাৰ যোৱা ক্লাছটোত আমি কি পঢ়িছিলো তোমালোকৰ মনত আছেনে? Hope you all do. Well, we talked about writing, right? আমি paragraph writing or kotha koisilu, right? I gave you some basic hints about paragraph writing, asking questions, then developing those questions into sentences, compiling the sentences, then get a paragraph out of it, and then ki hoy etar pisot an eta paragraph bonai we can have a complete essay. Hope you all remember. Monot ase sage ataire. Okay. So, in today's session, what we'll do? We'll continue with that topic. সেইদিনাখন আমি যিখিনি বস্তু ডিসকাস কৰিলো তাৰ লগতে আকৌ কিছুমান ইনফৰমেশন এড কৰিম and we will try and make it a different thing today. Okay, what will we do? We will talk about one or two more techniques. Last classত আমি যিখিনি টেকনিক ডিসকাস কৰিছিলো তাৰ লগত আৰু দুটামান টেকনিক ইউজ কৰাৰ চেষ্টা কৰিম. So are we all ready? Yes? Fine then. Here we go. So as you all know, this is going to be an English class, right? So what do we have here? First up, we can see a story building up. So there are two boys. So one of them is greeting the other one. What is he saying? Ki koise? Hi Aditya. Hi Aditya. So Aditya replies, hello Santanu. So এজনৰ নাম আদিত্য, আনজনৰ নাম শান্তনু. ইহঁত দুজনৰ কনভাৰসেশন হৈ আছে. প্ৰথমতে শান্তনুৱে ক'লে, hi Aditya. So Aditya replies, hello Santanu. What are you doing today after college? Oh, they are in college, that means. ইহঁত দুজন কলেজত পঢ়ি আছে. Okay? So, Santanu is asking Aditya, what are you doing today after college? আজি কলেজৰ পিছত তুমি কি কৰিবা? তোমাৰ প্ল্যান কি? To which, Aditya replies, well, nothing much, but why? বিশেষ তেনেকুৱা নাই, but why? কিয়? So, my father is coming to visit me today. আজি মোক লগ কৰিবলৈ মোৰ দেউতা আহি আছে. Oh, that's good. So, being a good friend, Aditya was happy. He said, oh, that's good. Yes, but I have to go to the railway station to receive him this evening. Would you like to join me? Well, মই আজি আবেলি ৰেলৱে ষ্টেচনত গৈ আছো তেখেতক লগ কৰাৰ কাৰণে তুমি মোৰ লগত যাবা নেকি? Sure, I will. Sure, I will. So then the other guy says, thanks. But how will you go to the railway station? But তুমি railway station যাবা কেনেকে? To which the other, Santanu replies, I will need a bike. মোক এখন বাইক লাগিব. I will need a bike. All right, let's go to the canteen and check with Rahul. He may help us. Now they are talking about another friend of theirs whose name is Rahul, and they are planning to go to the canteen and meet him to see if he can help them with a bike or not. So there is Rahul at the canteen. So, hey Rahul. So one guy said, hey Rahul. So Rahul replies, hi guys. Rahul, I need a help. Now Santanu is saying, Rahul, I need a help. What is it? What's it, Santanu? Itu ki Santanu? May I take your bike to the railway station today? May I take your bike to the railway station today? Why? Is somebody coming? কোনোবা আহি আছে নেকি? Yes, my father is coming. হয়, মোৰ দেউতা আহি আছে। At what time is he expected to arrive? তেখেত কেতিয়া আহি পাব? He is arriving this evening. তেখেত আজি সন্ধিয়া আহি পাব। Okay, fine then. Here, take the keys. So Rahul is a nice guy. He ইহঁতক তাৰ বাইকৰ চাবিটো দি দিলে। Thanks a lot, Rahul. So Santanu said, thanks a lot, Rahul. Welcome, but don't forget to share the snacks and sweets that your father brings. So যেতিয়া ল'ৰা ছোৱালীবোৰ হোষ্টেলত থাকে না, মাক দেউতাকে যেতিয়াই তেওঁলোকক লগ কৰিব যায়, তেওঁলোকৰ কাৰণে বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ খোৱা বস্তু লৈ যায়। So শান্তনুৰ দেউতাক তাক লগ কৰিব আহি আছিল। So obviously শান্তনুৰ দেউতাকে তাৰ কাৰণে বহুত হয়তো খোৱা বস্তু লৈ আহিছে। So ৰাহুলে ক'লে যে লোৱা, মোৰ বাইকখন দিলো তোমাক মই সহায় কৰিলো, কিন্তু এটা বস্তু নেপাহৰিবা যে তোমাৰ দেউতাই তোমাৰ কাৰণে যি আনিব তুমি সেইটো মোৰ লগত শ্বেয়াৰ কৰিব লাগিব। Okay? So, any paragraph can be completed by answering 5W and 1H questions. In our last class, we discussed something about that. By asking questions and answering that, we can complete a paragraph. Now, what happened? We saw a story unfolding in a college campus. It had three characters: Aditya, Santanu, and Rahul. And there is a invisible character, that is Santanu's father, who's coming to meet him. Now, if I have to write something based on this story, how will I do it? So writing or প্ৰথম ফেক্টটো কি হয়, যেতিয়া বস্তু এটা নতুন কি বস্তু এটা লিখাৰ চেষ্টা কৰিছা, it's always a good idea to start with an easy topic. Okay? যিটো বস্তু অলৰেডি জানা, যাত কন্টেন্টৰ কাৰণে তোমাৰ অসুবিধা নহয়, তেনেকুৱা এটা টপিকত লিখাৰ প্ৰেক্টিচ কৰা। তেতিয়া কি হ'ব, কন্টেন্ট বা কি লিখিম কি নিলিখিম সেইটো তুমি ভাবি তুমি ৰৈ যাব লগা নহয়। তো তেতিয়া কি হয়, লেংগুৱেজটো ইম্প্ৰুভ হয়। So gradually you can go to an unknown thing and try it on. All right? So let's try this method with the simplest thing. আমি এইমাত্ৰ এটা ষ্টৰি দেখিলো, এই ষ্টৰিটোৰ ওপৰত আমি এইটো বস্তু এপ্লাই কৰিব পাৰো নে নোৱাৰো? Let's try and see. All right? So what are we supposed to do? There are 5W and 1H question. Okay? So what's that? Who, what, how, why, when, and where. So we have these 6 questions. If we ask and answer this, we can have a story. Okay? Let's see. So who? So who বুলি ক'লে, first thing would be what? Identify the characters. কোন character involved আছিল? Connecting lines between the events or actions. So who means what? Who are the characters and how they are related? So, for example, Rahul, who's coming? Santanu is saying, my father is coming. All right. What? Identify the events or actions and connecting lines between the events and actions. So we can say, what do you want? Santanu said, I want your bike. Where? Identify all the places. কাহিনী এটা ক'লে places or importance আহিয়ে যায়, ক'ত হৈ আছে জাগাটোৰ কথা আমি জানিব লাগিব। So identify the places, connecting line between the places, events, and characters. Right? So where do you have to go? Santanu says, I have to go to the railway station. Right? Why? Identify the causes for events or actions. কিবা এটা ঘটনা যদি ঘটি আছে, কিয় ঘটি আছে? And connecting lines from causes to effects on characters, events, places, or times. কিবা এটা ঘটনা যদি ঘটি আছে, সেই ঘটনাটো তাৰ চৰিত্ৰবিলাকৰ ওপৰত কেনেকুৱা প্ৰভাৱ পৰিব? We have to look at that also. Say, why? Rahul says, why do you need the bike? Santanu says, to go to the railway station to pick my father. All right. When? Identify all the time factors and connecting line between the time factors, places, events, and characters. Right? So we can say, Rahul says, when do you have to go to the railway station? To which Santanu replies, in the evening. How? Identify the way events take place and connecting lines between the way events took place and other factors. How will you go to the railway station? I need a bike, right? So identifying 5 W's and the 8's in the following sentence. Instructions: read the following sentence to understand the use of who, what, where, when, why, and how. So let's try and do it. First up, Ramesh is visiting Guwahati and Santanu and Aditya ask Rahul for his bike to go to the railway station that evening to receive him. So, who, what, where, when, how, and why. So, first thing is what? Who, Santanu and Aditya. What? Rahul's bike. Where? To the railway station. When? In the evening. How? On the bike. Why? To receive Ramesh from the railway station. So, who? Characters involved are Santanu and Aditya. What they need? They need Rahul's bike. Why, where to the railway station, when, in the evening, how will they go on the bike, why they need that, to receive Ramesh means Santanu's father from the railway station, right? So as we are not answering questions now, so we'll move on to our next part. All right, so do it yourself. So what is happening here? There is a conversation between Adidev and Santu. Play the role of Santu and answers Adidev's question. So it was a conversation where I said দুজন ল'ৰাৰ মাজত এজনৰ নাম Adidev, আনজনৰ নাম Santu. Now let's see what we have to do. Play the role of Santu and answer Adidev's question. তোমালোকে Santu role to play কৰিব লাগিব and you will have to answer Adidev's question. So let's see what are the thing. So Adidev is asking, what is your name? He is saying, my name is Santosh, but friends call me Santu. Where are you from? I am from Dibrugarh, which is on the banks of the river Brahmaputra. Why did you come to Guwahati? I came to Guwahati to pursue my graduation and make new friends. Which college do you go? Santanu's answer can be what? I study at Cotton College. Who do you study with? Stay with? I stay in my college hostel with my roommates. So, how do you go to the college? School college my college campus is nearby, so I walk. Now, yat ki hoise? So, first question is what? What? Second question is ki ase where? Third question is ki ase why? Fourth is which? Who? And how? So what do we have? We have 5W and 1H question, right? একেটাক যদি আমি compile কৰো, now what we have to do? Now write all the answers of the conversation between Santu and Adidev in the form of a paragraph. This will be like how Santu can introduce himself to anyone. এইটো Santur ক্ষেত্ৰত নহয়, তোমালোকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো হ'ব পাৰে। এতিয়া সেই আনসাৰ কেইটা যিকেইটা আনসাৰ আছিল এইকেইটাক যদি আমি একলগ কৰি দিওঁ, see what do we have? My name is Santosh, but friends call me Santu. I am from Dibrugarh, which is on the banks of the river Brahmaputra. I came to Guwahati to pursue my graduation and make new friends. I study at Cotton College. I stay in my college hostel with my roommates. My college campus is nearby, so I walk. What is happening here? It's a complete paragraph about this boy. So we passed the question answer we got a complete paragraph. So this method can be applied with other things as well. এজন মানুহৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতে নহয়, এইটো কোনো এটা ইভেন্টৰ লগতো আমি ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব পাৰো, যিটো বস্তুৰ এটা গ্লিম্পছেছ মই তোমালোকক মোৰ যোৱা লাষ্ট ক্লাছত দেখুৱাইছিল, ৰাইট? মনত আছে চাগে আটাইৰে? So what are we going to do next? We are not answering any question. Instead, we will move on to something different. Now, from imaginary things, let's come to real topics. My favorite hobby. That can be an essay topic. No. Essay or paragraph topic. What is your hobby? My hobby. So, let's say my favorite hobby is playing football. By the way, কিমান জনৰ তোমালোকৰ playing favorite hobby হয়? Playing football? Maybe Many of you, বহুতৰ চাগে ক্ৰিকেট হ'ব পাৰে বা আন কিবা গেম হ'ব পাৰে, but don't say ki PUBG is your playing hobby. Okay? So, my favorite hobby is playing football. My father plays football. He taught me playing football. Later, I was trained by a coach at a club. Now, I enjoy playing football and participate in the inter-school competitions. Ako ebar saw story too. It says, my favorite hobby is playing football. My father plays football. He taught me playing football. Later, I was trained by a coach at a club. Now I enjoy playing football and participate in the inter-school competitions. Okay, what's that? It's a small paragraph. Okay, so from this small paragraph, by adding few more, we can develop that into an essay. I've told you that in my last class also, but right now my focus is not on that. I'm focusing on something different. What's that? সেইটো কি হয়? সেইটো হ'ল যে মই তোমালোকক এতিয়ালৈকে কি কৈ আছিলো যে পাঁচটা প্ৰশ্ন সোধা, পাঁচটা বা ছটা কুৱেশ্যন সোধা, এইকেইটাৰ আনসাৰ হ'লে তোমালোকৰ এছে বা পেৰাগ্ৰাফ এটা হৈ যাব। এতিয়া তাৰ পৰা অলপ আঁতৰি আহি আমি এটা ডিফাৰেণ্ট মেথড ট্ৰাই কৰিম। What is that? কি হ'ব পাৰে এই মেথডটো? Let's see. My favorite hobby is playing football. What's that? This is the main idea. এই গোটেই পেছেজটোৰ সাৰমৰ্ম কি হয় যে মোৰ হবি ফুটবল হয়নে মোৰ হবি ক্ৰিকেট মোৰ হবি পেইন্টিং whatever my hobby is my main idea is what is my hobby তাৰপিছত এই হবিটো মই কেনেকৈ আৰিলো কি হ'ল এইবিলাক সব সাপোৰ্টিং আইডিয়া বা এক্সপ্লেনেশ্যন হ'ব বাট মেইন আইডিয়া হ'ল কি the main thing right গোটেই বস্তুটো সাৰমৰ্মটো কি ইয়াৰ সাৰমৰ্ম হ'ল যে my hobby is playing football. So that is main idea. Then my father plays football. That is what? That is a support to the main idea. Then he taught me playing football. That is second support. Then later I was trained by a coach at the club. That is our third support. Right? So now I enjoy playing football and participate in the inter-school competitions as well. So what is that? This is the conclusion. So this is another method of writing an essay or paragraph. এনেকে যদি কৈ থাকো তোমালোকক কি হ'ব confusion আহিব right so let's try and do it in a simple manner এই গোটেইখিনি বস্তু এটা সহজ সৰল simple method চাওঁ so first thing is what we need to do যেতিয়া আমি এটা paragraph পাম the first thing we need to find out is main idea right then after main idea what we need to do we need to find out supports for the main idea then another support and another support and finally we need a conclusion say flood in Assam flood is the biggest problem faced by the state of Assam that is the main idea supporting idea কি হয় why it is the biggest problem হয় নে নহয় সো তিনিটাই যে হ'ব এনেকুৱা নহয় তুমি 4 5 6 7টা সোমাই যাব পাৰা এই প্ৰবলেমটোৰ এক্সপ্লেনেশনস বিলাকে হ'ল supporting idea say in this case my favorite hobby is playing football so যদি মোৰ hobby playing football হয় এই hobbyটো মোৰ তাত আহিল কেনেকৈ এইখিনি মই যেতিয়া এক্সপ্লেইন কৰিম that will take up my support so first would be what my father plays football and then it was compulsory for us to choose any one of the games while I was in class 1 এই দুটা ধৰণত হ'ব পাৰে right এই বস্তুটোকে আমি দুটা ধৰণত লিখিব পাৰো প্ৰথম কথা ক'ব পৰা তোমাৰ ফেভাৰিট হবি কি হয় যে মোৰ দেউতাই ফুটবল খেলিছিল দেউতাৰ লগত চাই চাই মই খেলা আৰম্ভ কৰিলো আৰু আনটো হ'ব পাৰে যেতিয়া মই স্কুলত আছিলো সবে একোটা স্পৰ্টছ খেলিবলৈ লগাটো বাধ্যতামূলক আছিল সো মই ফুটবল খেলা আৰম্ভ কৰিলো then he taught me playing football যদি মই প্ৰথমটো ফলো কৰো যে my father plays football তাৰ supporting to কি হ'ব যদি মোৰ দেউতাই খেলিছিল দেউতাই মোক শিকালে খেলিবৰ কাৰণে so my father taught me playing football but if I have to follow the second one, I can say my father decided that I should play football. My father decided that I should play football. Then later I was trained by a coach at the club, and I can say I attend the classes regularly and started enjoying it, right? And finally, now I enjoy playing football and participate in the inter-school competitions. এই গোটেইখিনি বস্তুকে যেতিয়া লগাই দিবা, we have, okay, a fine paragraph. We can have another conclusion. I can say, I am now the captain of the team and participate in a lot of competitions, right? So, my favorite hobby is playing football. My father plays football. He taught me playing football. Later, I was trained by a coach at a club. Now, I enjoy playing football and participating in the school competitions. Or, এই বস্তুটোকে আমি সেকেন্ড আইডিয়াতে দেখাইছিলো সেইটোৰে ক'ব পাৰো so it can be like this my favorite hobby is playing football it was compulsory for us to choose any one of the games while I was in class 1 my father decided I should play football I attended the classes regularly and started enjoying it I am now the captain of the team I participate in a lot of competitions right? So now write a paragraph using the following words. Singing, classical music, parents, love music, mother, good, naturally, initially, taught, later, music teacher, practice, calm and happy. So আমি কি কৰিব লাগিব? By using these words, we have to write a paragraph. এই শব্দকেইটা ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি আমি এটা paragraph কৰিব লাগিব। এনেকুৱা বস্তু তোমালোকে ক'ত পোৱা? Yes, very good. We see this kind of things in story writing. হয় নে নহয়? তোমালোকৰ যিটো story writing portion আছে, there also something similar is followed where certain ideas are given. So এইখিনি বস্তুক যদি মই story এটা বনাব লাগে, paragraph এটা বনাব লাগে, how will I do it? Simple. I have to make them in a proper order and frame sentences and connect them. See how it's done? Say singing. I can say singing is my favorite hobby. Then classical music is the next part. So I will say I like singing classical music. Then next word is what? Good. Parents. So it can be like what? My parents love music. We join two parts, right? Mother good. So my mother is a good singer. Naturally, hence singing came naturally to me. Initially taught. Initially my mother taught me music. Later, music teacher. So we can say later I was trained by a music teacher. Practice. I practice singing every day. Then calm and happy, how can I say? It helps me keep calm and happy. It helps me keep calm and happy. So এইখিনিক যদি আমি compile কৰি দিওঁ, we can have singing is my favorite hobby. I like singing classical music. My parents love music. My mother is a good singer. So you can see গোটেইখিনি বস্তুক যেতিয়া আমি একেলগে লগাই দিলো, we got a paragraph. You can follow this technique in your story writing thing, right? Now moving ahead, let's say one more example. This time around, gardening as a favorite hobby. So how can we do it? So the gardening hobby hoy, let's try and develop a story out of it. আমি কি দেখিছিলো তাত যে মানুহ এজনী কিছুমান বস্তু ৰুই আছিল এতিয়া সময় অতিবাহিত হৈ আছে দিন বাগৰি গৈ আছে ৰাইট একমাহ গুচি গ'ল একমাহ পিছত কি হ'ল চাওঁচোন হা ফলে ফুলে জাতিষ্কাৰ হৈ গৈছে চাৰিওফালে ফুল ফুলি আছে প্ৰথম অৱস্থাত তো একোৱেই নাছিল আমি যেতিয়া ফাৰ্ষ্ট চিনটো দেখিছিলো so let's see what do we have in gardening so first thing is what I need the main idea so what is my main idea then I need a support 2 and support 3 right and then a conclusion so the main idea is what gardening support 1 would be what small garden in my house my grandmother used to grow plants there then we can say I used to help her in watering the plants then later I develop it as a hobby and then I like to plant different kinds of plants and watch them grow so এইখিনি বস্তু কেতিয়া আমি কেনেকৈ কৰিব পাৰো I feel so happy when a flower blooms or when the plants yield vegetables so এইটো কি কৰিব পাৰো see the same thing যেতিয়া আমি এটা paragraph আকাৰত ৰাখিলো এইটো কি হল gardening is my favorite hobby there's a small garden in my house my grandmother used to grow plants there I used to help her in watering the plants later I developed it as a hobby I like to plant different kinds of plants and watch them grow I feel so happy when a flower blooms or when the plants yield vegetables so this was a paragraph, right? Now, my best friend. So my best friend at Kihobo, we need to find out who's my best friend, right? That would be the main idea. Then where did you meet him, her? Then why do you like him, her? How, what do you do together? Then what have you learned from him or her? Right? So এইখিনি বস্তু মই যোৱাটো ক্লাছতো তোমালোকক কৈছিলো my best friend. So we can say I have many friends but Anaka is my best friend. I made her in my dance class. Then why you liked him or her? She is very friendly. Then she is very compassionate to the needy. She gives away her clothes, books, and her toys to them. Then she likes to see their face happy when she does that, right? She teaches the children of her housemaid and their friends in the evening, right? So, what do you do together? I join her during those timings. And what have you learned from him or her? I also learned these qualities from her. I'm proud of her. So, that is the conclusion, right? So here is an assignment for you. Write a paragraph about your best friend. এটা আগতে কৈছিলো আকৌ এবাৰ কলো তোমালোকক write a paragraph about your best friend. এইটো তোমালোকে কৰিব লাগিব তোমালোকৰ ঘৰত using these words kind, compassionate, hardworking and hobby. Note it down please. তোমালোক আটাইকে মই ৰিকুৱেষ্ট কৰিছো take out your pen and paper and note down this assignment. You have to write a paragraph or an essay about your best friend. আৰু ইয়াত তোমালোকে কি কৰিব লাগিব you have to stress on these qualities kind, compassionate, hardworking and hobby. এইখিনি কনসেপ্ট এটা তোমালোকে ইয়াত ইউজ কৰিব লাগিব, right? Fine then. So let's summarize whatever we have learned today. So any paragraph can be completed by answering 5W and 1H questions like who, what, how, why, when, and where. And then we can have a paragraph with main idea, support 1, support 2, support 3, and conclusion as well. Right? So boys and girls, with that we come to the end of this session. আশা কৰিছো তোমালোকে আটাই ঘৰত ভালদৰে পঢ়া শুনা কৰি থাকিবা সো শেষত আটাইলোকে অনুৰোধ জনাইছো যে নিজৰ ঘৰতে থাকা সুৰক্ষিত থাকা আৰু ভালদৰে পঢ়া শুনা কৰি থাকা অলৰাইট দেন থ্যাংক ইউ